The Dune series, a towering achievement in science fiction, introduces us to the enigmatic Bene Gesserit, a secretive sisterhood whose influence weaves through the fabric of entire civilizations. Their mastery of manipulation and control, executed from the shadows, mirrors the real-world dynamics of power, revealing truths about our society's undercurrents of influence. As we embark on this journey through the sands of Arrakis and into the heart of human governance, we'll explore how the Bene Gesserit's clandestine operations reflect our own world's historical and contemporary power struggles. This exploration isn't just about understanding a fictional world. It's an invitation to uncover the invisible forces that design destiny. This one is the one about the voices that shape nations. Within the sprawling universe of Dune, the Bene Gesserit stand as almost unparalleled masters of fate. This shadowy order of women transcends the ordinary, wielding extraordinary influence through an intricate blend of psychological acumen, physical supremacy, and political intrigue. Their mission, cloaked in secrecy, involves the meticulous manipulation of genetic legacies to herald the arrival of the Kwisatz Haderach, a messianic figure poised to lead humanity into a new epoch. Navigating through a galaxy dominated by patriarchal powers, they exert their will, shaping the destiny of empires and the course of history with whispers and strategic alliances. Their profound influence is a testament to their deep understanding of the human psyche and the socio-political landscapes they navigate. Through their covert manipulations and strategic breeding program, they aim not just to foresee but to fabricate the future, positioning themselves as both the architects and the arbiters of humanity's evolution. The Bene Gesserit's power lies not in overt domination, but in their unmatched ability to orchestrate from the shadows, making them central to the narrative and the unfolding drama of the Dune saga. This power of casting influence and gaining control is developed through a system of social engineering, behavioral design, and myth-building. This system of manipulation and control is called the Missionaria Protectiva. At the core of the Bene Gesserit's dominion is their sophisticated art of manipulation, leveraging cultural narratives to direct the currents of entire societies. The Missionaria Protectiva's most striking maneuver unfolds on the desert planet of Arrakis, where they plant the seeds of prophecy, speak words forecasting the arrival of a messiah known as the Lisan Al Ghaib among the indigenous freemen. This calculated cultural implantation is characteristic of their broader strategy to mold societies according to their will. By intertwining the Bene Gesserit's objectives with the freemen's deeply held beliefs, they secure not only a powerful ally in the form of Paul Atreides, but also a pawn in their elaborate game of cosmic chess. This act of manipulation underscores their deep-seated understanding of human psychology and the power vested in myth and legend. The creation of the Lisan Al Ghaib prophecy demonstrates their capacity to sway not only individual actions, but the fate of entire civilizations, showcasing the profound implications of narrative control in governing societies and shaping their destinies. With the right words spoken, your voice can be a herald of change. Across our real-life history, the strategic deployment of religious, cultural, and political narratives by empires, religious institutions, and ideological movements parallels the manipulative prowess of the Bene Gesserit. Through the voicing of evergreen words of wisdom, the conversion of Europe to Christianity, the expansion of Islam, and the ideological tug-of-wars of the 20th century epitomize the power of narrative to unify, manipulate, and sometimes subjugate societies under a common banner. In contemporary times, the phenomenon of soft power, the capacity to influence others through cultural appeal and diplomatic outreach rather than brute force, mirrors the subtler aspects of the Bene Gesserit's strategy. The United States and China exemplify this approach, projecting their values and lifestyles across the globe to win hearts and minds, thereby advancing their global standing and strategic interests. This modern embodiment of influence, leveraging everything from Hollywood films to consumer culture and educational programs, underscores the nuanced battlefields of power where narratives and beliefs play pivotal roles. These real-world parallels not only highlight the omnipresence of narrative manipulation in shaping societal and political landscapes, but also serve as a compelling testament to the enduring relevance of the Bene Gesserit's methodologies. As we navigate the complexities of the modern information landscape, the convergence of Dune's fictional narrative strategies with real-world tactics of influence underlines the critical importance of narrative sovereignty in the quest for power and autonomy. Let's focus some more on the application of soft power, a concept integral to the strategic playbook of both the Bene Gesserit and modern states. It emphasizes the potency of influence wielded through cultural appeal, diplomatic relations, and ideological attraction. This method is characterized by its reliance on attraction rather than coercion, a form of influence that is both pervasive and subtle. Through their adept manipulation of religious doctrines, cultural norms, and political alliances, the Bene Gesserit exemplify the essence of soft power, steering the course of events without resorting to overt force. In the contemporary global landscape, the strategic deployment of soft power by nations underscores a recognition of culture, values, and ideology as vital tools in the arsenal of international diplomacy. The United States, with its dominant cultural exports including film, music, and technology, has effectively shaped global perceptions and values, aligning them with its interests. With the right words and tone of voice in film, the entire world has been aligned with American values. Similarly, China's establishment of Confucius Institutes worldwide serves as a clear manifestation of soft power in action, aiming to foster a greater understanding of Chinese culture, and by extension, a more favorable view of its policies and governance. This strategy extends beyond cultural initiatives to include educational exchanges, humanitarian efforts, and international broadcasting, all aimed at building bridges of understanding and securing a form of consensual hegemony. Such efforts demonstrate the complex dynamics of modern power, where influence is often more effectively exerted through the hearts and minds of global citizens rather than through military might or economic coercion. The relevance of soft power in the Dune narrative and its reflection in real-world practices highlight a fundamental aspect of human interaction and governance: the power of attraction and persuasion. It is important to note that persuasion of people is not simply sharing one's own ideas. The ideas of those targeted must be challenged and replaced, and to do this subtly, it must be subverted. The intricacies of ideological subversion depicted in the Dune series find tangible echoes in today's geopolitical and social arenas. Bene Gesserit's long-game approach to weaving their influence through society mirrors the strategic subversion tactics employed by states and non-state actors alike in the contemporary world. Former KGB agent Yuri Bezmenov in the 1980s warned the US of such strategies to undermine their freedoms that they have worked so hard for. Bezmenov's exposition of the subversion stages paints a chilling parallel to the Sisterhood's manipulation. First, demoralization weakens a society's moral fabric. Next, destabilization creates social, economic, and political turmoil. Crisis amplifies these destabilizing effects, fostering widespread chaos. Finally, normalization imposes a new ideological order, often through authoritarian means. This process suggests a calculated effort to undermine societal values, improve susceptibility to foreign influence, and pave the way for new power structures. One real-world example of ideological subversion is the Russian interference in the 2016 United States presidential election. During this time, Russian operatives, often linked to the Internet Research Agency, IRA, engaged in a sophisticated disinformation campaign aimed at undermining the integrity of the U.S. electoral process and exacerbating societal divisions. Through social media platforms, these operatives disseminated misleading information, fake news stories, and divisive content designed to manipulate public opinion. The goal of this subversive campaign was to sow discord, distrust in democratic institutions, and to amplify existing political divisions within American society, exploiting racial, political, and social tensions by spreading content that targeted specific demographic groups with tailored messaging. These strategies of influence, bold and subtle, highlight the complex interplay of power, ideology, and control in shaping the global narrative. As we witness the unfolding of ideological subversion in various forms, the parallels between the Bene Gesserit's fictional maneuvers and real-world tactics offer a profound commentary on the enduring nature of narrative warfare. In this context, the Dune saga emerges not just as a work of science fiction, but as a prescient reflection of the mechanisms of power and manipulation that define our world. This requires some inquiry. Can we resist such levels of manipulation? Is that even possible? Cult-like social movements spread ideology through tactics like isolation, indoctrination, charismatic leadership, and manipulative tactics. They isolate individuals from outside influences, using intense indoctrination to instill beliefs and erode critical thinking. Charismatic leaders attract followers with claims of enlightenment, while manipulating emotions and behavior to maintain control. Manipulative tactics like unconditional acceptance and guilt induction keep members loyal and compliant. On a large scale, society is affected through ideological subversion and soft power, affecting every adult, every child, every person, including you. To resist the cult-like influence of these larger forces, you should watch for signs of isolation from your nation's identity, sudden changes in your behavior to follow a common trend, and excessive dependence on your group's acceptance. Make sure you always maintain connections with friends and family, and specifically those that allow you to think critically without consequence. Be wary of leaders who demand unquestioning loyalty or claim exclusive access to truth. Be wary of progressive, novel ideals that proclaim to be best for moving humanity forward when time-tested traditional principles have built the security and peace of the modern world. Develop critical thinking skills to question all forms of authority, maintain boundaries, and resist manipulative tactics. There lies a profound power in resistance through an unyielding force of movement against the tides of manipulation. A question. This may appear too simple to challenge such powerful entities, yet it is the very act for which individuals have been ostracized, vanished into the night, and silenced by society. Questions are the torches that pierce through the fog of uncertainty, illuminating the path ahead with clarity and purpose. When multiple outcomes bombard your mind, one clear path can be found. They have been the catalyst for enlightenment, the keys that unlock the chains of dogma and deceit. Embrace the concept of the Kwisatz Haderach. Like this mythical figure who navigated the labyrinth of time and space with unparalleled foresight, let your questions guide you through the mazes of misinformation and manipulation. Questions carve out a sanctuary of understanding in a world brimming with confusion. They are the beacon of hope when the horizon is darkened by the specter of falsehoods and fabrication. If you feel that you are being manipulated, keep this phrase in mind. I must not yield. Yielding is the truth killer. Yielding is the silence that invites manipulation. I will confront my doubts. I will allow them to flow over me and through me, and when they have passed, I will question their origin. Where doubt has vanished, there will be revelation. Only truth shall remain.
If you seek words and more so, the voices that can help you shape your nation, resist the manipulation of forces outside of your world, consider gaining inspiration and wisdom through Audible, where you can gain access to best-selling titles on maintaining a strong mind. All that needs to be said now is that there is a link in the description, and you can click it to create your path to freedom through a free trial with Audible. Until next time, remember this video was the one about voices that shape nations.